Good afternoon, everybody. Rashida Strober here. I want y'all to make sure y'all like this video, share this video. Rashida Strober, I am the world's first and only, hold on one second. Hold on, y'all. I am the world's first and only dark-skinned activist. I am the creator, the inventor, the designer, the architect of the very first platform in history ever to fight for the eradication of dark-skin discrimination and colorism. And like Claudette Colvin, I basically have had my, hold on one moment. Sorry about that, guys. Like I was saying, like Claudette Colvin, I've had something stripped away from me. I've had people not be honest in terms of people taking away from my intellectual property, knowing that I created dark skin activism. I'm the first to do this before any celebrity, before anybody on YouTube, but people took from me and they stole from me. So that's another reason why I'm talking about this, because it's near and dear to my heart. And I feel so bad because it's taken Claudette Colvin some time for people to realize that it was Claudette Colvin that refused to give up her seat first and not Rosa Parks. So one message that I want to get out here, I want to say this to Black people. Stop stealing from each other. Stop plagiarizing from each other. If you know something is not your original idea, if you know that you didn't create something, if you know it's not your concept, don't steal, don't take. And we have so much of that going on the internet. I have a YouTuber on that's been stealing from me since 2015. The person has a huge following. The person had a huge following where they only spoke about regular Black issues. But when I went viral in 2015 for calling out Kendrick Lamar's darkism, and as a result of me doing this work since 98, the person stole videos from my channel. The person used the verbiage that I use in my GoFundMe. They stole a lot from me. And what they did was they went back to their bigger audience that they had already built that had nothing to do with colorism. And they started ripping me off. And this person is online, and your day is coming. Just like with Claudette Colvin, the people now know the truth that she did it before Rosa Parks. Let me tell you something. You can get away with as much as you want, but you won't be able to do it for as long as you want. I'm talking directly to the thief. It's a female that has stolen and ripped off. This person has been ripping me off for years. Everything you see on that channel is Rashida Strober, but it's just a watered down, regurgitated version. So I created this platform first in history to fight against colorism and darkism. No Black woman, no celebrity, they didn't care about it. Dark-skinned women didn't care to speak on their dark skin. They didn't care. They only did it after I made it pop. So the thing that made me speak on this today is because it's summertime. And one of the things that I do is I don't believe that just because it's summertime that school is out. So I always homeschool my own child during summertime. I always do it. I've been doing it for years. Math, reading, all that. My daughter is going to the 4th grade, but she reads at a 5th grade level. She's very intelligent. I taught her how to read myself by virtue of using Hooked on Phonics, which is the same program I used when my son, when he was little. I taught her how to read. She does math. Every time she's with me, we're doing some form of math and reading to keep her brain rolling and going during the summertime. Learning never stops with me, because when you Black and you dark skinned in this world, you definitely gotta come with it. You can't come half stepping. So continuing on our normal pattern of doing a little bit, I don't do a whole lot. I do a little bit. I used to do a whole lot with my son. I was a bit tyrannical with him. I will admit that, way more than with my daughter. I've learned how to balance. So I don't sit there spending all day long with doing work, but I will do that. And then we always go do something fun, whatever that she liked to do. But nevertheless, we went on about our daily homeschool studies, and had her we were working on reading comprehension. At some point during the summertime, I'm going to have her do essays. We're going to do essay writing, but I have her just doing basic reading comprehension because that's pretty much the crux of reading. You need to read and be able to comprehend what you read. That's going to apply to the SATs, the LSAT, any academic thing you want to do. You're going to need to know how to read and comprehend. So that's why I focus on that so much. But anyway, there was an article about Rosa Parks and the civil rights movement and Montgomery boycott, and I was listening to her read out loud because I like to listen to her read out loud because of the fluency. I want to make sure her reading is fluent. And she's very fluent reader, extremely. So she got to the part about reading about Rosa Parks. And with all due respect, this is no disrespect to Rosa Parks at all. This is simply to call out the colorism that runs rampant in the Black community, where they're going to say that they didn't do it. They try to come up with other reasons, such as, this is what I've heard people say. Claudette Colvin was a pregnant teenager. She was this, she was that. But the fact of the matter is, y'all are passing off Rosa Parks as being the first to refuse to give up her seat, and she's not. Factually, it's Claudette Colvin. She did it before Rosa Parks. So let's be honest and say that. So when I heard my daughter read that portion about Rosa Parks, I immediately stopped her. I said, stop. Don't read anymore. She looked at me like, and I proceeded to give her a lecture regarding the truth about Rosa Parks and Claudette Colvin. And of course, we got the internet, so I went and pulled up the pictures of Claudette Colvin. And I think I really didn't want to do no sharing screens too much today, but I'm going to share my screen with you guys. By the way, make sure you support me. Go to my Cash App. My Cash App is $rashidalala. I put it in the chat. My PayPal is icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. Once again, icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. Please make sure you support my work, my legal issues. I still need legal help with fighting for justice. So make sure you guys support me. My goal for my GoFundMe, guys, is to raise, let me see if I can go to my, give me a second here. That's my video details. My goal for my GoFundMe is to raise $10,000. Only about $400 away. That's the other Rashida. I meant to say Rashida Struggle GoFundMe. There we go. So please help me make that happen. Go to my GoFundMe and make a donation. I would really appreciate that. The donation links for the Cash App, the GoFundMe, and the PayPal link is in the description to any video I have on YouTube. You can look in the description, or you can look in the comment section, or you can go to my website, darkskinactivist.com. But here's Claudette Colvin right here. This is Claudette Colvin. She's 15 years old. And you guys, that's the book Twice Towards Justice, which you should read. Please read it so that you can know the truth. This is Claudette Colvin as an older woman. And there's Rosa Parks. We go to school, and I think people mean well. I do. I think y'all mean well, but you guys are told a historic lie. You're lying. Give this dark-skinned woman her credit. Give her credit. And that's the problem. People have not given her credit. Now, in the book, Twice Towards Justice, and I used to know the author's name like the back of my hand because I have read the book, which I recommend you read as well. The book is called Twice Towards Justice. And I would like to say thank you to the author of that book who wanted to tell the truth, who wanted to be honest about it, who wanted to make sure that Claudette Colvin got her just due. Okay? Because for years I was taught when I was in middle school, I think it was really middle school, but it probably started in elementary school as well. Twice Towards, let me just type in Twice Towards Justice and type in so you guys can see the book. They taught us that it was Rosa Parks. I mean, they really beat it in our heads. They beat it in our heads. There's several book covers here that are very nice. They beat it in our heads that it was Rosa Parks. And that's the typical response that you would get from people as adults now they'll talk about Rosa Parks. She was the first Black woman to refuse to give up her seat to a white man or to a white person. And it's simply not true. You know, and when I found out about Claudette Colvin, which I found out about her years ago, I was very upset because I said to myself, here is another instance where a dark-skinned woman has been robbed of what is justly and rightfully due her. The credit has been given to somebody else. And it's just horrendous that this happens to dark-skinned people over and over again. And now we're in an age where we got dark-skinned people doing it to other dark-skinned people, folks. But it made me sad and angry because I immediately knew it was darkism. I immediately knew that they chose Rosa Parks. And again, this is not any shade or hate towards Rosa Parks at all. She contributed as well, but she wasn't the first. But I knew that they were doing this because Claudette Colvin is a darker skinned Black woman. And they can say, you know, she was 15 or a teenager and pregnant all they want. That doesn't have anything to do with it. It's all about giving a person their just due. It's all about being honest. And when it comes down to the dark-skinned woman, you know, people don't want to be honest. You know, they want to take away everything that we have, that we create. We already face darkism. It's already a struggle to just live and be a Black dark-skinned female. It's probably one of the hardest things that you could ever do. I think our experience, the dark-skinned female experience, is probably one of the worst experiences of humanity. Being a dark-skinned Black female in the world, man. Not taken away from a dark-skinned man, because I think their experience is horrible as well. But I'm a dark-skinned Black female, so I can only speak for myself. So how easy was it for them to rob and steal from Claudette Colvin, a dark-skinned Black woman, and put a light-skinned Black woman that they felt would be more appropriate to the masses? And you got these people that are making these decisions that the light-skinned person is more appropriate. How do you know that? I don't agree with that. You can't decide for the masses what they're going to accept. You're forcing a lot of these agendas, y'all, are being forced on people. I hope y'all realize that all these agendas, including the current ones, people are sitting back orchestrating these agendas and forcing it on people to make you think that you like it and you accept it, but you really don't. They're forcing it on you. It's abuse. To force something on somebody that's foreign to them, that's not logical to them, that's a lie, is abuse. So this is no different. This is abusing a dark-skinned woman. They abused the civil rights movement, those that were involved in promoting Rosa Parks as the first. You abused, exploited, and took advantage of Claudette Colvin. The dark-skinned woman we're always the scapegoat. We're always the scapegoat. Like I talked about before, I remember in school, it was an unspoken rule that the dark-skinned girls in school, you need to follow behind the light-skinned one because she's prettier than you. She's light-skinned. She looks better than you. So you need to follow behind her. And when I say follow, you know, like everybody y'all know what I mean. Everybody is her friend. They're giving her compliments. She's expected to get all the boys to like her. She gets everything. Whatever is good, whatever is nice, whatever is happy, the light-skinned girl got it. That's how it was when I was in school, but I wasn't that type of dark-skinned girl to do that. I wasn't going to go along to get along. You weren't going to make me do anything. I was going to use my own brain. And if I liked the light-skinned girl and we became friends organically, that was great. But as far as somebody telling me that I needed to be her friend and kiss her behind because she's light-skinned, that was never going to happen with me. And not on my worst day. Because some people, you're not going to be able to force something on them. You can do it. It could be a million people that's standing over here saying, you better do this. But I'm that one person that'll stand over there and tell you no. That's my personality. God just built me like that. And I thank God for building me that way, because that's kept me out of a lot of foolishness with people. Because I won't go along to get along. I won't succumb. I won't kiss. My mom used to say, you don't kiss nobody behind to be their friend. My mom used to tell me that all the time. I'll never forget. My mom was like that too. A leader. That's just the type of woman she was. I don't have the best relationship with her, but I ain't gonna take that away from her. she's the boss, and she wasn't that type of go along and get along type of female at all. She was her own woman, and she was never a follower. And I took that portion from her. I realized that now, and I just think I was just born with it innately. And so, my message, if I know sometimes teenagers listen to me. One time I did a Darkism talk, and I had a person that came to my show. She said, I've been listening to you since I was 16. And I was like, oh, I was so humbled. I just want to say, if you're a child, or not a child, but a teenager, and you happen to run across one of my videos, don't be no follower. Being a follower will get you in trouble and get you end up in jail, in prison, all kind of old foolishness. Don't follow behind nobody. Use your own mind, honey. Young man, young woman, don't follow behind people. God gave you a brain to think. You're your own leader. You can lead yourself. You ain't got to follow behind these people on the internet. You ain't got to follow behind me. I am not nobody's leader. I've said that. I'm gonna tell you who leader I am. She looks so pretty in her outfit. I'm Rashida Strober leader. I'm my own leader. No one's my leader. I lead Rashida. God leads me. God gave me the capacity when I came on this earth by myself to lead myself. Obviously, you have to learn from those around you. But when you become of age and you become of sound mind and of age, you can lead yourself. You know the right things and the wrong thing to do. You don't need nobody to lead you. And that's why I'm here to speak out against this. This is another form. I've been spoke out on this a long time ago. Yes, I'm going to keep saying it. I've been talking about dark skin and colorism before anybody. I laid it out already. They stole from me. So I have an obligation to let my daughter know this is historically inaccurate. This is a lie. And let me tell you something. Hey, school books, academics, y'all need to tell the truth in these books. Stop lying in these books. But then, y'all giving me some work to do, because a learned person such as myself, who's always willing to research, when I hear these historical inaccuracies, I'll gladly point it out with no problem. I ain't gonna bite my tongue. I ain't gonna sugarcoat it. I ain't gonna lie. I ain't gonna key just to make somebody feel good. I'm gonna tell you straight up truth. And that's pretty much all I had to say about this. So I told my daughter, I let her know what the truth was. And I'm very happy. That made me feel good, to point out, hey, this is what it is, and that's the thing that you also have to do, students. You're on summer break now, but always be willing to research the researchers. Always be willing to fact check. That's why you guys need to read. Don't just sit up here watching YouTube videos. You are not going to get it all from a YouTube video, because the person in the video could be lying. They could have millions of followers and still be a liar. You need to go do your own fact checking. That's why reading is fundamental. That is why that's the first thing I did is I taught my own daughter how to read. I purchased the Hooked on Phonics. Hooked on Phonics. I got the ones with the old school with the tapes. eBay. Let me just go, because y'all need to teach these kids how to read, man. Black people used to be up on their stuff, man. How is it that the slaves was more interested in reading than now? You got people running around here that can't even read. What kind of foolishness is that? Teach these kids how to read. The phonics is what I've learned from teaching my own children how to read. If they understand the phonics, they can break down any word. I don't care how big the word is. This is the one I got. This is the one I use. I actually bought 2 of these, and I gave both of them away to someone very near and dear to my heart for their child, because I had already used mine. Lauren is on a 5th grade reading level. She's super intelligent. I'm not saying that to brag. I put in work. I went over the Hooked on Phonics with her not once, but twice. And then I bought another level that's above this and went over it not once, but twice. So when she got to school, I'm sorry, Miss Teacher, you did not teach my child to read. I did that. I made your job easier for you. Stop being lazy. Stop babysitting. Y'all, education used to even not be free. You used to have to educate your own children. People are so lazy. They expect the school system to sit here and teach their kids everything. Why don't you take the time to teach your own kid how to read? Do that. Teach your own child how to read. This is the original set that I used for my son. Okay, I taught him how to read based on this one. And then when I had my daughter, 14, 15 years later, I went back and purchased this because I had gave the other one away for my son and bought this one again. This is why she know how to read. Stop sitting up there having them on the computer. Stop sitting up there always having them playing. That's great, they can play, but a lot of these kids can't even read. What kind of foolishness is that? And then you get angry with the teachers. No, parents, it's your fault. And then they can grow up and read and comprehend and think for themselves. But all some of these people want to do is sit up and do nothing. They're lazy. They're lazy. Some of y'all are just straight lazy. You don't want to hear it, but I'm going to tell you straight up what it is. Some of y'all are lazy. You don't want to do anything. And then you come crying and you're upset when a kid can't pass a standardized test and they can't graduate, or they graduate and they can't read. Well, that's your fault. Stop depending on the school system to do everything. Listen, I know I'm talking about Claudette Colvin, but this all started from my daughter, me homeschooling her. I homeschool her. I've been doing this for years. Homeschool my son, homeschool her. It's nothing for me to do this because I know how to follow and I know how to lead myself. I don't need a teacher to tell me, hey, this is what you need to do. This is common sense. If my ancestors who were enslaved could learn how to read under worse conditions, and we got all these resources, y'all should be ashamed of yourselves. They was a whole lot better than what we are, morally and educationally, especially morally. We don't got nothing on the enslaved. The mess y'all doing right now ain't about nothing. I'm not impressed. I'm just not. And I think I was born in the wrong time period. But anyway, here's the Hooked on Phonics right here. You can still find old version. What's $49? What's $49? You go out and buy all kind of other ignorant stuff. But $49 for a Hooked on Phonics is priceless. It's going to last the child a lifetime. So yeah, no. That's just what it is, man. Well, you said I could only imagine what you was like as a teenager. Who, me? Well, I had a very hard, horrendous life. Nothing came to me easy. Nobody gave me anything. I was very poor, extremely. And that's another thing. A lot of y'all are weak now because I just feel like the new generation, y'all don't know how to survive nothing. I done survived a lot of stuff that I never even talked about. That a lot of other people, you would have broke. You would have ended up on crack. You would have ended up on alcohol. You would have ended up in prison. You would have broke. That's why I don't give a fuck what nobody say about me. You know what you could do. I don't care. Because if you had to walk one day in my shoes, you would crack under the pressure. You would crack. I've always been a no-nonsense person. I'm not going to follow behind you. And that created a lot of problems for me because there are people that want you to be their lapdog. Nope, we equals. If I don't want to do something, I'm not going to do it. And there's not nobody that can make me do it if it's wrong. So I had some problems with people that didn't like that growing up as a teenager. And when they challenged me, they got challenged. I don't bother people. But if you come and bring that heat to me, I'm going to give it back to you. And you ain't going to like it when I give it back to you because I ain't going to back down. You could knock me down fucking 50 million times and I'm going to get back up if I'm right and I'm going to keep swinging. And I do that literally. I don't just sit here and talk. My actions. You better check my actions. When I talk about litigation, for example, I'm still a year later, I'm still in a legal fight right now. I don't play. You bring that heat to me. That's the thing. People like to underestimate people. You can never do that. That's another thing I learned. Never underestimate anybody. From the person that's homeless and on the street, unshaven, not clean, smelling. I wouldn't even underestimate that person. I underestimate nobody. Everybody's powerful. You's a fool if you underestimate people. So yeah, that's a window into. I just don't take crap off of people if they bringing me that heat. I ain't got time for it. But yeah, this is what I wanted to say. Good morning, Advanced Caesar Salad. That's a healthy name. So yes, Claudette Colvin. I just want to come on here and talk about her because it's so impromptu. It's just this video sprang up from me homeschooling my daughter and her reading an article in this reading comprehension book. Let me tell y'all the name of the book here. I bought this book off of Amazon. Because one of the things I do, I'll always tutor my child in a grade level above. So I bought this when she was in 3rd grade. So this is the 4th grade. So it's called Nonfiction and Fiction Reading Comprehension, grade 4. Practice makes perfect. You can get these books off of Amazon. I mean, I just showed y'all. You can go to you can go to eBay and get the old Hooked on Phonics. They're right here. And you can teach a kid. There's no excuse. Stop watching reality TV. Stop watching the internet and teach your kid how to read. There is no excuse. I just can't stand lazy people that make excuses. I can't stand it. Nothing is worse to me than a lazy person, an intellectually lazy person that can do it. If you can actually do it and you're lazy and you don't want to do it. I'm disgusted by it, and I can't be in a person's presence like that after I realize that they're not willing to change. But for those of you that are not lazy and you want to, this summertime right now, you got a 4-year-old, trust and believe you can teach your 4 or 5-year-old Hooked on Phonics, and they'll go back to school ready to roll, and the teacher will be like, wow, and but it ain't about impressing them. It's about that child. When they grow up, they can read and think for themselves, because you're going to always be examining arguments. You're going to be in life. You're going to examine arguments. You're going to examine the documents. I had a history professor, Dr. Carr. I never forget him. He always would phrase it as the documents, meaning any type of documents, legal documents, books, whatever. You need to contracts, etc. If you know how to read, you become powerful. Why you think they want the slaves to know how to read? The enslaved, rather, to know how to read. Why you think that? They did that for a reason. Think about it. Use your brain. Because they knew that they would become powerful. So why don't you get up off your behind and teach your kids how to read? If their reading skills are lacking, why don't you get up off your behind and purchase them some books and tutor them? I just feel like we're not doing enough sometimes as Black people. We're not. The slaves did way more than what we did. The enslaved, I keep saying that slaves, the enslaved did way more than we did. And we got all this technology. Miss me with this technology BS. Y'all letting the technology raise the kid. And that should not be the way. They online watching ignorant, foolish stuff. Now, I'm not going to sit here and say that the technology isn't valuable, because it is. There's a lot of educational, academic, wonderful things that you can find on YouTube. So, for example, sometimes when I'm dealing with math, I'll go find a math concept that I'm dealing with on YouTube, and as enrichment, only as enrichment, you ain't gonna get the basics unless there's a complete lecture on a topic on YouTube, which sometimes you can find. But as I use it as an enrichment tool, we're gonna teach the basics of this. And then here's a video with a person talking as an example, because people have different learning styles. Some people are visual, some people learn by touching, some people learn in a variety of ways. So it's just a supplement. So yeah, YouTube and it's online is, I'm not going to discount it, but I'm just saying, don't be on there watching all kind of ignorant foolishness. What are they going to learn from that? How to act ignorant and foolish? What are they going to learn from that? What are they going to learn from that? I rather a child be outside playing than to be on an electronic device all day. I'm old school and I'm proud of it. My daughter plays a lot, a whole lot, because that's what they're supposed to do. They're kids. They're supposed to play, physically move their body and have fun. That's what kids did that for literally millions of years before this stupid technology was invented. So miss me with the technology mess. Miss me. And furthermore, a lot of these kids are getting exposed to a bunch of foolishness online. So I'm not that big of a proponent of all this technology mess. Unless you're going to be watching it and monitoring it, and you're going to do what you need to be doing. Understand me very clearly. All right. So that's all I have to say, y'all. If you get around to reading the book, Twice Towards Justice, please read the book. Get the Hooked on Phonics. It's cheap. They go eBay. They probably sell it on Amazon too. This is a wonderful tool. It's so easy to use. Thank you, Hooked on Phonics. I love y'all. I remember I paid like back in 2000 and whatever, 2001, 2, I paid like $100 and some for it for my son. Now you can get it as for as cheap as, look at that, $50. Okay, guys, make sure you go to my GoFundMe. I really, really, really need your financial help in my legal fight. It's ongoing. That's why I'm still here raising funds. So please find it in the kindness of your heart. If you have enjoyed or learned something from anything I said, any of my videos, donate to me. Make a donation. Help me to get this GoFundMe to the $10,000 where it needs to be. I'm not that far away. Can somebody out there make a donation to get me to the $10,000? Okay, my GoFundMe link is in the description and in the comment section of any video I have on YouTube. Or you can go to my website, darkskinactivist.com, and you will find my Cash App there. So I'm going to quickly drop the link in the I'm dropping the GoFundMe link. I'm gonna put it there multiple times. I'm really trying to raise some more money to help me with the legal expenses that I've incurred and I keep incurring. Let me go to my website here. My website is darkskinactivist.com. Once again, darkskinactivist.com. Now, if you go to my website, all you need to do, people, is so easy. If you want to give to my Cash App or my PayPal, you scroll down once you get to my website. And here is where you will see right underneath there, you will see my Cash App, which is $rashidalala. Once again, $rashidalala. And you'll see my PayPal, icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. And you can also sign up for a free copy of my ebook. But I am asking that you would please go and not just sit here and watch this video. Go make a contribution either to my Cash App, to my PayPal, or to my GoFundMe. And as you can see, the Cash App is $rashidalala. The PayPal is icecreamladydream@yahoo.com. And my GoFundMe, Google Rashida Strober GoFundMe. All you got to do is Google it if you want to find it that way. And somebody out there, please go and make a donation to help me to get to that $10,000 mark. That would really help me out a lot, folks. That would really, I cannot tell you the financial struggle that I've had in the litigation. I need help. So please go and make a contribution today. Help me. I want to see $10,000 on here instead of seeing the $9,595. This needs to say a solid $10,000. So somebody out there, go make that happen. And I'm believing God that God is going to send people my way, continue to send people my way to make donations. And I want to thank those that have already donated. I thank y'all so very much. There's not enough words to tell y'all how much I appreciate y'all for the donations that you've already made, but I need more. I need big donations. And I'm not being ungrateful in no way, but I'm just being honest with you. I need big donations. So go to the Cash App, which is $rashidalala, $rashidalala, and you'll see my face on there. Or go to the PayPal, icecreamladydream@yahoo.com, icecreamladydream@yahoo.com, and make a donation, or help me reach the $10,000 mark at my GoFundMe by simply Googling Rashida Strober GoFundMe or clicking on the link. It's all over my social media, all over my YouTube. You'll see it. Thank you for your donations in advance, and I hope y'all enjoyed this today, and y'all have a wonderful afternoon.